Perfectionism isn't about high standards, it's about fear of judgment, and it's killing your success. I know that sounds backwards. You've been told perfectionism means you care about quality. But what I'm about to show you will expose perfectionism as the most sophisticated form of procrastination ever invented, disguised as virtue. Harvard Business School tracked 1,000 entrepreneurs for 5 years. Those who scored highest on perfectionism scales were 73% less likely to launch successful businesses. Meanwhile, those who embraced good enough and iterated quickly had 4x higher success rates. The study found that perfectionists spent 340% more time on projects but achieved 60% fewer results. They were optimizing the wrong things while their sloppy competitors were winning in the marketplace. Perfect is the enemy of done. And done is the only thing that creates results, revenue, and real-world impact. This fascinated me because I'd seen this pattern everywhere. The most successful people I knew weren't the most talented, they were the ones who shipped things. They understood a profound truth that perfectionists never learn. Good enough doesn't mean low quality. It means understanding the difference between perfection and excellence, between analysis and action, between preparing and performing. Before I show you exactly how perfectionism is sabotaging your success, I need you to be honest about something. How many projects are you currently perfecting instead of shipping? How many ideas are stuck in your head because they're not ready yet? If you have more than one unfinished project because it's not perfect yet, you're caught in the perfectionism trap. Comment "trapped" below, because what you're about to learn will set you free. Let me tell you about 2 app developers whose stories will forever change how you think about perfectionism and success. Both had the same idea. Both had similar skills. One became a millionaire. The other is still perfecting his app 3 years later. Meet Alex Chen, perfectionist extraordinaire, and Jake Martinez, the good enough guy who everyone said cut corners. Their journeys reveal the hidden cost of perfectionism and the surprising power of imperfect action. Alex had a brilliant idea, a productivity app that would revolutionize how people manage their time. But Alex was a perfectionist. Every feature had to be flawless. Every pixel had to be perfect. Every user interaction had to be seamless. Alex spent 6 months just on planning. Market research, competitor analysis, user persona development, wireframe perfection. His plan was 87 pages long and absolutely beautiful. His investors were impressed. His friends were amazed. Development began. But Alex's perfectionism turned every simple feature into a complex masterpiece. The login screen needed 47 iterations. The dashboard required 3 complete redesigns. Every button, every color, every animation had to be perfect. Just one more tweak became Alex's mantra. The app was functional by month 8, but Alex couldn't ship it. It wasn't perfect enough. Users might find bugs. The interface could be smoother. Competitors might laugh. Year 2 brought the perfectionist's nightmare. Technology changed. User preferences evolved. Competitors launched. But Alex was still perfecting version 1.0 while the market moved to version 3.0 thinking. Every market change meant Alex had to update his perfect plan. New features to add. New standards to meet. New perfection to achieve. The app that was 90% done in month 8 was somehow only 60% done by month 20. Year 3. Alex's app was technically superior to anything on the market. The code was clean. The design was flawless. The features were comprehensive. It was perfect. It was also completely irrelevant. The market had moved on. Users had found other solutions. Investors had lost interest. Alex had spent 3 years building the perfect app that nobody wanted anymore. Alex finally launched in month 37. The app was indeed perfect. It was also a commercial failure. 3 years too late, over-engineered for a market that no longer existed, solving problems people had already solved with imperfect but available tools. Alex's perfectionism didn't create quality, it created irrelevance. His fear of shipping something imperfect resulted in shipping nothing at all when it mattered. Meanwhile, Jake Martinez had the same app idea but a completely different approach. Jake believed in good enough to ship, perfect enough to improve. His mantra, done is better than perfect. Jake spent 2 weeks planning, not 6 months. His app had 5 core features, not 50. The design was clean but not perfect. The code worked but wasn't elegant. Most importantly, it solved a real problem real people actually had. Month 3. Jake launched. The app was good enough, it had bugs. The interface was basic, some features were missing. Perfectionists everywhere cringe. Users downloaded it anyway because it solved their problem. 1,000 downloads in week 1. 5,000 in month 1. But more importantly, Jake had real user feedback. Real data. Real problems to solve. While Alex was still planning perfection, Jake was improving based on reality. Month 6. Jake released version 2.0. Based on real user feedback, he'd fixed the biggest problems, added the most requested features, and improved the user experience. His imperfect app was now better than Alex's perfect plan. Jake's approach was genius. Ship imperfect, learn fast, improve quickly, repeat. Every iteration made the app better based on real-world usage, not theoretical perfection. Year 1. Jake's app hit 100,000 users and $1 million in revenue. Version 4.0 was genuinely excellent not because it started perfect, but because it improved constantly based on real user needs. Jake had discovered the success formula: imperfect action beats perfect inaction every time. Market feedback beats internal perfectionism always. Done and improving beats perfect and never. Year 2. Jake's good enough approach had built an empire. Multiple apps, millions of users, a team of 50 people. His company was valued at $50 million. All because he shipped imperfect and improved constantly. The ultimate irony. Jake's final products were more perfect than anything Alex could have planned, but they got perfect through shipping imperfect, not planning perfect. Alex and Jake's stories reveal the hidden psychology of perfectionism. Alex's perfectionism wasn't about quality, it was about fear. Fear of criticism, fear of failure, fear of judgment. Perfectionism was his shield against vulnerability. Perfectionists don't ship because perfect is impossible, and impossible is safe. You can't fail at something you never finish. You can't be criticized for work you never release. Perfectionism is procrastination disguised as quality. Jake's good enough philosophy wasn't about low standards, it was about right standards. Good enough to solve the problem. Good enough to help users. Good enough to learn from. Good enough to improve. Here's the paradox. The only way to achieve perfection is through imperfection. Every perfect product started imperfect and improved through iteration. Perfection is a destination you reach through good enough steps. In the real world, good enough and improving beats perfect and never, every single time. Markets reward shipping, not planning. Users value solving over perfecting.